is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Weapon Collective. My name's Jeff, and once again, down in the Gat Cave, one of my favorite places to be. Before we get into today's video, I did want to take just a moment and recognize everybody in the LA area that is dealing with these fires. My heart goes out, and thoughts and prayers are with everybody that is dealing with that tremendous loss. It's absolutely horrible. So we're thinking about you. On another note, I did want to say the channel is on a roll, and that is thanks to everybody that's watching these videos, everybody that's commented, liked, shared, subscribed, all that stuff. I am very appreciative. It's awesome. You guys are rad. Appreciate it. For today's video, what are we going to do? Well, it's going to be a quick one. Won't be too long. Going to take a peek at something that showed up yesterday. This would be an addendum to my Sig collection video that I posted a little while back. If you haven't seen that video, go check that out. From that video, I received quite a few comments saying, I'm surprised you don't have the Sig Spear in a 308. And they are correct. I don't have a 308. I have a 5.56 and a 7.62 by 39. And I don't have a 308 because I was waiting for this. And this is the Sig Mcx Spear in 6.8 by 51 or 277 Fury. This is the new Ngsw next generation squad weapon that will be replacing the M4. And I wanted to get this specifically just because I was interested in the round, and then I wanted to get it and do a comparison against an M4 and really see the pros and cons. So this is just the intro, and we're going to have subsequent videos of this out on the range against the M4. Really doing a comparison, because this thing, there's no doubt about it, it is heavy. No doubt. It weighs a lot, and first off, let's go through it and see how I have it set up. This rifle does come with the Sig muzzle device, which is going to work with their new suppressors, the SLH and the SLX. I don't have either of those yet. I'm going to get one, but I don't have them just yet. So I did take that muzzle device off and put on a Q cherry bomb. And the reason I did that is because the Sig taper on the barrel, you need a tapered muzzle device, and the Q cherry bomb has a great taper, so it worked. And then I put a Q Plan B on this YHM resonator because this is a 30 cal can that is a K can. I don't want to, this rifle's so heavy, I don't want to put a big full-length suppressor on the end of this, and this one seemed to fit the bill nicely. So YHM resonator K out front, and then Modlite PLH V2 18350 that I'm operating with the Surefire SR07 pressure pad, like most of my guns. And then one little thing I did do differently is this. I usually use the Emissary Development cable clips. This is the first time I just picked up some Driven Arms. These are little cable management rails from Driven Arms, and I think they're pretty slick. I haven't used it out in the field yet, but it's a pretty nice little system. Moving on from there, this is an Irregular Defense modular hand stop, so they're MHS, which I really like. Then moving back, the one thing about this gun that I found odd is it does come with these two QD points back here on the lower receiver, but there is no QD cups on the rail. So I did throw on this Knights Armament low profile QD, and I like these a lot. Then I did put on this Night Force Attacker 1-8 in the Scalar Works Leap mount. It's a 193, and then an Arisaka 45-degree offset, which I have a Trijicon RMRCC. And then, other than that, I didn't do anything except swap the mag out to a Lancer mag. This is the mag that Sig gives you, and I prefer this Lancer. I think that's a much better mag. So this thing does just take Stanag mags, which is nice. I would be very bummed if it came out and they were proprietary. Other than that, it does have this folding buttstock on it. It is a 16-inch barrel, and cool thing, it does have the charging handle up top, and then it does have a side charger as well. One thing I really like about this gun is that it is full ambi. And I've talked about this in videos before, why I run Magpul bad levers, because I have plenty of guns that are ambi, but they don't have bolt lock on the right side. Where this one, you can drop and lock the bolt to the rear from here, which is invaluable to me. I want bolt lock more than anything, because if I'm dealing with a malfunction, reloads or anything, I want to be able to lock the bolt to the rear more than I want to be able to drop it. So having a totally full ambi is awesome on this gun. They did a good job with that. This is a short stroke gas piston gun as opposed to a direct impingement, which makes it a little more involved to take apart, and I will show you that. But you pop that rear pin, and then it does have, you can see in here, this you depress down and pull down, and then you have this huge spring. You can disconnect the charging handle and take out the whole bolt carrier and op rod. And then that comes out, and that is fully torn down. Put the charging handle back in a little ways. Slide that baby in. Get that spring back in there, and then you got to go down and up. It's easier when you can see it. And that'll slide right back in that little insert right there. Shut it. And pop that pin, and you're good to go. For a size comparison, this is my Mcx Spear LT in 5.56. This one is an AR pistol, just because I haven't SBR'd it just yet, and it is set up very similarly. I love this gun. They are heavy though, compared to just a regular AR-15, and set up in an almost identical configuration. But this one is a pistol, so it's 11.5-inch barrel compared to this 16. But it's just this Spear LT scaled way up. They did a really good job with it. So that's how I have the gun set up. And the interesting thing, like I said about this firearm, is the caliber. So it's a new caliber, 6.8 by 51 or 277 Fury. And this is a super fast projectile, and the whole idea of getting this weapons platform into the military was defeating next generation body armor. So you have a very fast, small little projectile that is just supposed to just be devastating. And compare that to a 5.56 that we're all familiar with, and it's a substantial jump in size. But with that comes the weight. You're going to be carrying far less ammunition, and the military's own research shows what wins firefights is ammo capacity. So it's interesting. I'm anxious to get this out on the range, really see how it shoots, feel the recoil, and compare that with an M4 and just see the differences there. It was meant for defeating peer and near peer body armor, so China and Russia. I think even some of the older lightly armored vehicles, this thing is supposed to be able to punch through those. Yet to be determined, but very interested in it. And as far as the ammunition goes, so you can get this, which is available, and this is the 135 grain projectile. This is moving at 2,750 feet per second. And then they have another one, which is what the military will be using, except this has just 100% copper projectile. They're going to have armor piercing rounds in that, obviously. The military ammunition is going to be operating at 80,000 pounds per square inch. That is crazy. So brass cannot handle those pressures. So what they did is they came out with this hybrid, and you can see the case head on this is steel. So it has a steel case head to handle that 80,000 pounds per square inch. And then this is 113 grain copper projectile. So interested to shoot these. These are much more expensive, these rounds. So they have the basic training rounds that are just brass operating at a much lower pressure. And then, and these hybrids, these are moving at 3,200 feet per second. So they're cooking. And it's going to be interesting to get this out on the range and really see how it performs. But I just wanted to take a minute to show you guys this new gun that arrived, particularly after that Sig video and people wondering why I didn't have the 308. Well, that's why I didn't have the 308. I wanted the 6.8 by 51. It is the next generation squad weapon. They're phasing it in. It hasn't been broadly adopted just yet, but we'll see what happens in the future. Oh, one other cool thing about this is I did wait for this over the 308, but it is a barrel that you can swap out. So at any time I want to, depending on barrel availability, you can swap this barrel out, put in a 308 barrel, get a 6.5 Creedmoor barrel, whatever the case may be. It's just dependent on availability. And I thought if I got the 308 and then tried to get the 6.8 by 51 barrel, that might be difficult. So I just waited for this guy to come out. They did an excellent job with it. I mean, this is such a heavy weapon. It is going to replace the M4 and the M249 saw. It's going to be one gun across the whole platform to accomplish those tasks that two guns used to do. And we'll see how that goes. Other than that, I just wanted to give a brief overview on this thing before we got it out on the range, which will be coming up soon. I'm very anxious to shoot this gun. So that is the Sig Mcx Spear in 6.8 by 51. Okay, that's just a real quick look at the next generation squad weapon that the Army will be adopting, and we'll see how that goes. But very soon we'll have this out on the range doing some testing with it. That will be fun, but I just wanted to give everybody a peek so I didn't have to go through this on the range. Of course, we'll sum it up real quick, but easier just to make a little video in the GAT cave going over the specs. And other than that, thank you for tuning in. Please comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I'm Jeff for the Weapon Collective, reminding you, keep your weapons collected and keep collecting your weapons. I'll catch you next time.